Hello, my name is Eggo Velasco and I am an 11th grade student from Key School, Manila. I live in Barangay Addition Hills, which is in the center of Metro Manila, Philippines. The same metropolitan that, according to Waze, has the worst traffic in Southeast Asia. It's a sad truth, and it makes me angry that it is so bad it affects my teachers and classmates. It takes them 3 to 4 hours just to go to school every day. According to a survey conducted by the Japan International Cooperation Agency back in 2012, the traffic in Manila increases the likelihood that you may experience anxiety or depression, and city officials now mark the opportunity cost lost due to traffic amount to $64 million per day. Public outrage has, understandably, put a lot of pressure on the government to improve the situation, but the policies they've enacted are ineffective at best, making no noticeable changes in traffic. There was color coding, number schemes, truck bans, bus bans, and even bans on solo drivers. But nothing seems to work. In fact, just this summer, there was a yellow lane policy issued by the MMDA, or the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, where on the day of its implementation, the major highway EDSA recorded the worst gridlock ever, which held the entirety of Manila at a complete standstill. To make matters worse, the people feel these policies are anti-poor and anti-working class, since these restrictions limit the main modes of transportation for everyday Filipinos. Critics have even slammed the government to be utterly inept, as usual, and state our situation as hopeless. I, for one, am not as ready to give up. I don't think it's fair that we, the youth, have to inherit these problems. And even though our culture does not give much weight to younger voters, more and more of our voice is being heard through social media and student-led protests such as the recent climate change march. I'd like to believe that our nation's spirit, the same spirit that brought about the People's Power Revolution, can muster the will to act on an issue as basic as traffic. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, because this issue obviously can't be solved without complications, but if you go down to the root of it, I also don't think it's as difficult as many people say. One idea is to make public transportation more efficient, specifically our trains. A major contributor to the traffic buildup is that there are not enough trains running in the city, which leads to more buses and private vehicles on the roads. Currently, the main railway line MRT3 in Metro Manila only has 11 trains running. That's right, 11. And most of the time, those 11 break down all the time. Last year, it dipped down to as low as 7 operational trains. This is a travesty, given the fact that the tracks can accommodate a maximum of 75 trains. Imagine how much more passengers can be transported with even 50 trains. The number of riders would increase from 600,000 a day to, say, 3 million. This would dramatically free up traffic on the major thoroughfares and address the public's need for a viable alternative for transportation. Honestly, I don't know why this is not already being done, but the more I research on this topic, the more it seems as if the operation of trains is being deliberately sabotaged by conflicting commercial interests, legal complications, and political inaction and corruption. Given these realities, it's easier for many people to just complain, and it's much harder to actually do something about it. But if what I gather is true, then it's not an impossible task. Maybe I'm still young and inexperienced, which is why I believe we can align our economic interests, we can serve justice, and the correct political measures can be enacted to put more trains on tracks. But what do I know? I'm just a kid. So as I sit through another long trek of traffic, I dream and I wonder if our leaders can prove to our nation that the right laws and legislation can lead to a better road ahead. Thank you very much.